Hi guys, welcome back to another video. Hey, how you doing? Okay, so this is part of Spooktober. I only have one left after this and it's been a pretty good journey, I'm not gonna lie to you. Okay, so I'm doing something different. I don't think I've done any videos like this. I'm more than positive I haven't. Today, as you've seen from the title, I am going to be telling you some of the goriest and sickest, like, true crime cases that happened around Halloween, generally Halloween based. I don't know what I'm titling this video yet, so. Okay, so some of these cases are absolutely insane, right? So shall I stop my rambling and get on to the freaking video? Disclaimer, I mean no disrespect by talking about these cases. Everything I have found is from the internet, which I'm putting into one video. Okay, so the first one is called the Candyman, and I don't know if you may have heard of this. I recognise it. Halloween 1974, 8-year-old Timothy O'Brien had been out trick-or-treating, and before he went to bed, his father, Ronald O'Brien, gave him one more piece of candy. Turns out it was actually laced with cyanide, and within minutes Timothy was dead. The father was ultimately found responsible. The reason he did this is because he was in debt and had taken out a life insurance policy on his kids, and he got the death penalty. And I think he fucking deserves it, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, come on now. Okay, so the second one is titled Golf Club Murder. On the night before our Halloween in 1975, 15-year-old Martha Moxley went to a costume party, but the next morning her dead body was discovered in the backyard of her Connecticut home. She had been beaten to death with a golf club. The murder mystery seemed to come to an end in 2000 when Michael Skakel, who was also 15 at the time, was convicted of the killing. But Skakel maintained his innocence, and in May 2019, the Connecticut Supreme Court vacated his conviction. So the Martha Moxley case. This one is titled The Strangled Nun. On Halloween in 1981, the naked body of Sister Tadia Benz was found in a Texas convent. An autopsy showed that she'd been strangled, stabbed, and raped. Police picked up 17-year-old Johnny Frank Garrett, who had been spotted running away from the convent that night. Garrett got the death penalty in 1992. His last words were, "I'd like to thank my family for loving me and taking care of me. The rest of the world can kiss my ass." Right here. Some of these things like just baffle me, the fact that people can just go around doing stuff like this to people. The next one is titled Don't Touch My Candy. For Halloween in 2011, 50-year-old Ledlell Peoples was enjoying his Halloween candy when he realised some of it was missing. He blamed his 49-year-old girlfriend, Maria Adams, and an argument started. She allegedly threw a plate at him, at his head, creating a gash above his eye. Then Ledlell Peoples allegedly grabbed a knife and stabbed her to death. His defense was that his candy had been taken. Okay, the next one is titled Trick or AK-47. It was Halloween in 2008 in South Carolina. Most people who hear a knock on their front door that night expect trick-or-treaters, but Quentin Patrick was not most people. He was a convicted drug dealer and thought the knock came from a rival gang member. He pulled out his full auto AK-47 and fired at least 29 bullets through the door. 12-year-old TJ Darisaw was hit 11 times and died. His father and younger brother were also hit by the bullets but survived. Patrick received a 30-year sentence for the killing. The next one is titled Killer Preacher. John D. White had served 2 separate prison terms for stabbing one woman and murdering another. But by 2012, he was a pastor at a small church in Michigan. He became romantically involved with a female neighbor, and on Halloween night that year, while she was getting her 3-year-old grandson dressed up, John D. White strangled her to death. He dumped her body in the woods, then returned to finish dressing her grandson. White was arrested for the murder, but couldn't remember if he had had sex with the woman's corpse. White committed suicide in his cell. The next one is titled The Toolbox Killers. The Toolbox Killers, Lawrence Bittaker and Roy Norris, got their names from the way that they killed 5 teenage girls from California in 1979. They used tools like hammers and pliers to kidnap, rape, and torture and kill. On Halloween night that year, they picked up a hitchhiking 16-year-old, Shirley Ledford, and did unspeakable things to her before dumping her mangled body on it. The next one is titled A Nightmare on Aspen Meadow Street. In 2016, a man dressed up as Freddy Krueger shot 5 people with a shotgun at a San Antonio Halloween party. The incident happened when 2 men, one of whom was in the Krueger outfit, got into an altercation at the party. At the party they had crashed. None of the 5 people died that night, and the man in the Krueger mask evaded capture. So, the next one is titled Today's Lesson is Murder. It was 2016's Halloween in Fort Worth, Texas. Carrie Heath, an Air Force veteran and Cedar Hill ISD middle school teacher, was with his wife chatting to 2 roommates, Daniel Harris and Philip Evans, at a neighbouring Halloween house party. The conversation was described as cordial, and Heath and his wife then went home. But just after 3 a.m, Heath returned with a rifle and murdered them both in cold blood. One witness allegedly saw Heath standing over one body and beating it with a rifle. He was convicted of capital murder for both deaths. Okay, so the last one is titled The Halloween from Hell. 16-year-old Devin Griffin came home on Halloween in 2010 to a tragic surprise. His stepfather was in his bed with his body covered in blood, having been shot 5 times. Police found 2 more members of Griffin's family had been killed. His older brother had been bludgeoned with a hammer, and his mother had been raped and shot. The killer was Griffin's stepbrother, William B.J. Lisk. He pleaded guilty and killed himself whilst in prison in 2015. Rightio, so this was like a completely like new topic and stuff, that's something I've never really talked about in terms of like true crime cases and stuff like that. But if you do enjoy me doing true crime cases, then don't forget to smash a like and subscribe down below, and comment below if you want to see anything in particular, like certain cases and stuff like that. I will research and do my best to educate you on it and talk about it. So I hope you enjoyed this video. As I've already said, don't forget to smash a like and subscribe down below if you are new. Hi, I'm Katie and you are my Kit Kats. And yeah, I'll see you next time for the last day of Spooktober. It's a good one. Stay tuned. Goodbye!